TV reporting all this event live. In this column, you can see that the queen was being addressed by someone, and the queen was happy. In this column, you can see that the queen was pointing to somebody and they were asking her a question. This is Shining Light TV London reporting all this event live. As you can see what is going on here, I have in this event, you can see them Romanus was sitting quiet in the church listening to the gospel. Them Romanus, well done with your quietness. You can see the way them Romanus focus on the gospel. You can see that Ochira Ozon number 2 was looking down the road. I don't know what he was thinking about, but he was looking down the road. In this column, Stella was there, and one of the congregation member was sleeping. In this column, the men that came to the church, they were very intelligent and quiet, listening to the sermon that the man of God is preaching. In this column, you can see that Demazik was celebrating and jubilating, celebrating of a life of 110 years. Well done, Demazik. You were happy that your sister, your father's, your auntie lived 110 years. Demazik, well done. Demazik was smiling. In this column, as you can see, the women was so happy. The women was so happy, sitting down quiet, listening to what the body of the party is saying. In this column, as you can see, a lot of happiness is going there. A lot of happiness. And in this column, as I scrubbed the media, you can see that Ezine Victoria was discussing with somebody. Ezine Victoria seems to be everywhere. Ezine Victoria, well done, Ezine Victoria. Ezine Victoria was communicating with somebody full of confidence and smiling. Ezine Victoria, well done. Even Demazik was smiling. Demazik looked so handsome and happy that God have done it. God have done it. And in this column, the people that were sitting down on the canopy, they sat down quiet, and they were waiting for the celebrant to come out. In this column, you can see Teresa and all their friends was there. As you can see, everybody was so quiet. In this column, I come back to Ezine Victoria with her sister. Ezine Victoria was still carrying the photo of the lady that lived 110 years. Ezine Victoria was up. Ezine Victoria, well done, Ezine Victoria. Ezine Victoria looked very happy. Ezine Victoria looked very happy and confident. In this column, as you can see, that Ebubedike was communicating. Ebubedike was communicating, looking right direct to their eyes. Ebubedike, well done, Ebubedike. In this column, you can see each of IJ. In this column, you can see this is Shining Light TV reporting live in London. As I'm broadcasting all these events, you can see me in my YouTube. You can see me in my media file. You can go join me on Facebook. You can join me on Twitter. And my phone number is 0207 619 9363. My mobile 07 804 1993. As you can see, Alia was so happy. Alia was the main star of the day. Alia, well done, Alia. Alia carried her bag full of elegance, full of smiling, full of child, you know. Alia with her summer slippers. As you can see at the bottom, the celebrants there, they were dressing themselves. They were looking right eye to eye. They were so happy and confident. As you see in this column, you can see P with the son, and they were happy dancing. In this column, you can see other events. Well done, Peter. This is Shining Light TV recording live all my events. As you can see here, we are reporting here, and you can see the men, the men were communicating well. They were circulating. You can see these men that they are wearing this hat. They are called the Ndenze. Ndenze mean a title chief. They are all Ndenze. Ndenze. I come back to Ezine Victoria. Ezine Victoria, her sister Comfort was crying, and Ezine Victoria, full of confidence. Ezine Victoria was carrying the photo, thinking, oh, what next am I going to do? Ezine Victoria was communicating here. Ezine Victoria was communicating. He was communicating and said, oh, in this column, Dan Rose was smiling and thanking God about her mother's life. In this column, they sat down quiet and And in this column, Ijoma and the caterers were Ijoma is like dragging the pepper in this column. Thank you. In this column, Shining Light TV London, 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 reporting live. If you want to get me on 0207 619 9363. This is Shining Light TV London, reporting live, broadcasting. And any event you have, any weddings you have, call Shining Light TV London. Call Shining Light TV London.